Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is Wednesday and it's time for another recap of Married at First Sight. This is season 11, episode 4, and it was titled What Happened Last Night. Alright, y'all, so y'all already know I'm going to say it. This episode dragged. Y'all already know I was going to say it. It was, again, 2 hours. And they really didn't give us a whole lot. But you know what? We finally got to go on the honeymoon, so I'm gonna let them be. I'm gonna let them be. But the thing that really irritated me, because we jumping right into the review, is why did we have to replay what we had already saw last week? We had already saw them getting undressed and stuff. Why did we need to see that all over again? And it was just like we needed to see like blow by blow by blow. I was just like, didn't we already see them? Because last week they had already showed everybody in the bed. We had already saw, especially Amelia and Bennett. We had already saw Amelia in her little green pajamas, and Bennett and we didn't know he was in a gown, but we saw them two in bed already. They had already turned off the lights. We had already saw Brett and Olivia. We had already saw, I was like, why is we what? I said, wait a minute, do I need to fast? What is going on? Did I not skip the recap of last week? I was just, why, y'all? But anyway, like I said, it opened up with everybody doing the same scenes that we saw last week. We see Bennett unbuttoning Amelia again. We saw Olivia telling Brett not to put a suitcase on the bed, which I agree with, because that's nasty, because the suitcase that went through God only knows what, and then you putting it on the bed where we about to sit and all that. That's nasty. So I agree with her on that one. And then we seen Christina and Henry all odd and awkward again. And I was just like, why are we sitting through this again? Like, why? And then Henry, he was like, this is going better than I envisioned. You know, I was like, is he watching the same? Is he watching the same thing we watching? Because this is cringy. This is cringeworthy. I get so uncomfortable when I watch Christina and Henry. Is it just me? Please let me know if it's not just me, because I get real uncomfortable when I'm watching them two on the screen. I just like really want to go somewhere else and fast forward or something. The only reason why I don't fast forward is because I'm reviewing the show and I want to give y'all what was going on in the show. But I really do want to fast forward through Henry and Christina parts. I hope it gets better. Please tell me it gets better, y'all. Then we see Woody and Imani, which they did not show last week. Woody and Imani decided to knock on Miles and Karen's door because, you know, Miles and Woody are best friends or whatever. So they went to go visit. Miles introduced, Woody introduced Imani to Miles, and then they met Karen. Karen was like, she looked uninterested, but I think it was just because she was tired. And she did say she was tired. She was like, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired or whatever. And she was all laid on the bed and whatnot. And, you know, Imani and, what's her face? Karen hugged it out. Woody and Miles pounded it out and said they was going to meet for brunch or whatever like that. They went out and stuff, and Woody the whole time was, I guess he was recording it or something for their little video cams or diary cams or Instagram chat. I don't know what he was recording it for, but he was like, this square love right here. Yeah. I was like, oh Lord. But they looked like they had a good little time. Then Woody and Imani left. Yeah, Woody and Imani left and went to their room and stuff like that. Karen was talking about she wanted to sleep in her wedding dress. I said, girl, he was like, let me just take the bobby pins out at least or whatever. So then he made her comfortable on the bed and he was like rubbing her feet, and then he pulled the pillow down there to her feet and just laid there. I was like, I hope he's not really gonna sleep by her feet. That's interesting, but whatever. Then we see Woody, he undressing Imani again. We see Imani, she getting ready for bed and stuff. Woody putting on his little do-rag. Imani, she surprisingly got in the bed. She ain't put no bonnet on or nothing. I said, oh, this is interesting, but okay. And he was just saying like he wanted to get used to their new bed routine, like to see how much of the bed she takes up, if her feet cold, you know, like stuff like that. How her breath smell in the morning time, you know, stuff like that. And then we see video cams about them their first night. Obviously, it's the next day. And they're just talking about how they got along. Nobody was snoring. Nobody was farting. Woody was saying like he flirts with his wife and stuff like that. And Imani was like, yeah, you good at flirting. I said, ooh, this might be a problem child. But she seemed to like when he flirt with her. So I just hope he just keep it with her, which I think he will. I mean, so far I got good vibes about Woody. I do. Yeah, I got good vibes about Woody. My thing, I feel like we might have a little issue with Imani only because of what happened with like the guy in her past or whatever like that. So I think she may take his flirting to be something else. I think it might irritate her further along once they get to know each other and stuff like that. Right now it's fresh and she getting used to it and stuff like that. But I feel like later on she might have an issue with it. And I don't know why I say that, but something is telling me it's going to be an issue later on. Amelia and Bennett, they just talking, child. She asking why he wore a dress to bed. And he said because it's comfy and he likes to be free, and then he made himself into like a little banana cocoon or something. I don't know. She likes it, he likes it. They traded glasses and then they was just chatting. I mean, they getting along, child. Like, I swear, if we have an issue with them too, let me tell you, if they can't make it work, then I just know I can't. Me and Bay ain't gonna make it because them two are like the same. Oh, so I don't see it's not gonna be no issue with them. And if it is an issue, we ain't no hope for nobody, child. Ain't no hope. But anyway, we see Christina and Henry. I gotta talk about them, y'all. Do I gotta really talk about them? But it was really nothing to talk about because they didn't really talk. So it was really nothing to talk about. And the thing that took me out was Christina was saying like Henry's friends are cool and all this other stuff. And I was like, ooh, because they showed the replay. And I did not realize until somebody put it in the comments last week that was Trishelle. She was on Real World and I think she did the challenges or something like that too. I remember her, but she don't look quite the same. I think she maybe had some surgery or something like that. But she was a camera whore on Real World too. So now I see why she was acting all extra because she got a camera up in her face and whatnot. But anyway, Christina thinks his friends are cool. But I was like, girl, I hope they don't show that replay to you. Or when you rewatch that show, you're going to see how not cool they were. Especially that one in that black dress because she was a whole entire problem. Somebody in the comments said that she thinks that was it the guy? I don't know. Y'all know, you know who you are, whoever commented it. That they think that Henry slept with that girl in the black and she got an issue. I think so too, because she was just coming on too strong, talking about she ain't gonna respect the marriage and all this other stuff, or respect the relationship, or whatever the hell she said. So I think that lady in the black gonna be a whole entire problem. But anyway, back to this boring conversation they was having. Christina was asking him like, did he travel? Because she travels and stuff like that. And he was like, well, you know, I like going to Northern Virginia with my friends and stuff. My brother lives up there. And, you know, in D.C. area, I like doing that. I was like, sir. And maybe because I live in the DMV area. No one likes to travel here. Okay, the I-95 alone deters people from traveling up here. No. No, sir. I said the DMV. What? I was dead when he said that. I said, so he don't got no passport. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna leave Henry alone. But no, I'm not. I'm gonna go back. I do like the fact that Christina is trying to pull conversations out of him, but again, it's uncomfortable to watch her pull conversations from him. I'm gonna need Henry to really like get it together. Like, I understand he may be shy, he may be nervous or whatever like that, but I need him to talk. I really do, because he is drier than stale bread. Okay, like I cannot with him. I cannot. We see Woody and Imani, they talking in bed or whatever. He done brought her like a little breakfast or whatever like that. Child, he started. She was like, I told you that was irritating. That's a pet peeve. Is that croissant that good? He was like, what? I like you. You know, it's good. She was like, yeah, it ain't that good. Like, calm down or whatever like that. And so he was just like, oh, my bad, or whatever. And that was cute. And they just chatting and saying like it's strange how they, you know, just met and they're married but they're comfortable with each other or whatever. And she said that it usually takes her a minute to warm up to somebody. But in this instance, they're just kind of gelling real well, which is good. And then they have to go to brunch. So then we find out they got to go to brunch and meet the families and stuff like that. What else was important? It really wasn't nothing important. That really happened in the bedroom. Karen and Miles were talking. She has lost her voice, and he gave her a cough drop before she went to bed, and she woke up with like a cough, and then she had lost her voice, or her voice was, she was losing her voice, I should say, because she didn't lose her voice because it was real raspy. But they were talking. He was real cute, asking her for her phone number, and then she was like real playful, like, no, I don't know if I can give you my phone number. That's moving kind of fast and stuff. And they was kind of joking and stuff, but she did ultimately give give him her phone number. Olivia and Brett, they had good chemistry. And then we get to the brunch. So the first couple that was meeting up was Miles and Karen. So Miles sat with Karen's family and Karen sat with Miles' family. Karen's dad doesn't want to be filmed or anything like that, so he just met with her mom and her sister, and they got along. The mom was saying, like, just asking like general questions, like, what's your intentions with my daughter, what do you want to do with her and stuff like that. And he was like, I want to make her feel comfortable, I want to put her first. And he was saying like he was a good guy. She was like, well, what makes you such a great guy or whatever? And he was like, well, I'm Karen. I put other people first. I'm this, I'm that. And he was real respectful. He was like real nice. And then he was able to get the mom to put her guard down. Because, the mom was like, I'm not into this or whatever. This is crazy. You don't even know this man. You know how she was before on the other 3 episodes. But she really dropped her guard down. And she was like, if Karen don't like you, then I'm gonna have to have a talk with her because you have touched my heart and I like you. So mama approves and stuff. So I really thought that was really good because I thought the mom was gonna be like a whole issue. But she surprised me and she opened up and was able to accept Miles in. Karen sat with his family. And the mama is real protective over Miles, and I think that she's gonna be a whole problem. And I saw that she was gonna be a problem last episode when she was saying like he gotta call her every day or he calls her every day and all this other stuff. Child, did y'all see when she was like, what is your take on submission? And they was like, submission? What? So, she was like, no, not in that like whips and chains type thing. No. Karen was like, I understand what you're saying. Because that shit was funny. Because they was looking like, submission? The daddy was like, what you know about it? We ain't do that. I thought it was funny. Anyway, the mom was saying like Miles is real sensitive and you gotta protect him, and he puts himself first. No, he puts others before him and stuff like that. And the mom was saying, what did she say? She was like, you need to treat him with love and honor. And if you can't do those things, then you can just bring him back to me and I'll pick it up when you slack. I said, what? Like, mama, if you don't sit down somewhere. But I was like, if he used to that and he accept that and allow that, then that's going to... what Karen gonna do. But I think Karen really needs to sit down with him and let her, him know like her needs and her wants in a relationship and stuff like that, because he seems to be the one who would put well, I hope not, because I mean, your mama is your mama and stuff like that, but when you join with somebody new, you're supposed to build with them and stuff like that and not let the mom or any other outsiders, whoever, friends, whatever, come in between your marriage and stuff like that. So I just hope that he doesn't allow his mom to come in between his marriage with Karen. So I hope he doesn't do that. What else? I think that was pretty much it with them. Bennett and Amelia, it was really nothing. It really wasn't nothing. Like, they all got along. Like, Bennett got along with Amelia's family. He was just chill. Amelia's mama is like real hippie like. She like, if it was some red flags, I wouldn't be able to recognize them and stuff. She loves the world. There is rainbows, unicorns, and daisies. Everything is fine in the world. Same like Amelia. And the only thing was that Amelia is, she's in med school and stuff, and she's applying for her new residency. Oh God, I can't get the word out. Residency, child, you know what I'm saying. It's not coming out tonight, y'all. I'm gonna try to get it in a second. But anyway, she's trying to apply for her thing or whatever, the one that starts with the R and end with a Y. So she's gonna have to move or pick a location. She did pick I think they did say she picked New Orleans and Indianapolis, which I think is in Maryland. Is that in Maryland? Yeah, because they're from the Virginia, Maryland area. So, and then they said she also picked Virginia, and the mom is hoping she'll get up, Virginia, Maryland area. But if she gets New Orleans, then she gets New Orleans. But they were asking him, like, how would he feel about that if he had to move or whatever. And he was stalling at first, but then he was just like, that's something I'm game and open to or whatever. So he seemed to be open to it, but you can see like it was some reservations there with moving, because I think he is from New Orleans. Is he from New Orleans originally? If he's not, that's probably where he grew up. I'm not sure if that's where he's from originally, but if he is from there originally, moving somewhere else may be, difficult for him to adjust to, especially like northern weather versus New Orleans, northern culture versus New Orleans. It's not the same. Trust me, it is not the same at all. It's not the same. So he may have to do a little adjustment there, and then it may be like, is he willing to really move up there or whatever? But they just met and stuff like that, so who knows? They'll figure it out. And then the brother said something weird. He was like, well, it's like Amelia looks like she's a ring pop, but then you know how you get like a ring pop and then you're eating it and then it turns into a real diamond. I was like, no, I never looked at a ring pop like for some real time. I didn't get the analogy. I didn't get it. But anyway, Amelia met with his family, and Bennett's family is like Bennett, quirky. So it really wasn't like nothing strange, except for the fact that the sister was like, Bennett doesn't think it's ethical to have biological children. And Amelia was kind of like, what? But I wanted kids. I've been wanting kids. But she didn't say that to them. She said it to like, the confessional type thing. And she was like, I've always wanted kids. I wanted kids for as long as I can remember. But I'm going to talk to him about that versus talking to his family or anyone else or whatever. And I thought that was real stand up of her. And I think that was pretty much it for the Amelia and Bennett. Both of their families kind of like welcomed both of them in, which was good. Brett and Olivia. And this one really shocked me. So, you know how Brett's family is real sarcastic, real over the top, and Brett can be the same way. This really surprised me because the family was like on their best behavior, and Brett was like on his best behavior with Olivia's family. So I was kind of like, wow, Brett is really surprising me. Like, he is nothing like with how he was in episodes 1 and 2. Like, he is like well, at the wedding, he was kind of jokey and stuff like that. But when he was meeting with the family, he was totally different. And it really wasn't like anything that really stood out. Brett's family was talking to her about like, kids and how was their first night and what they had in common and stuff like that. And she said that she did want to have children. Did she say she wanted? Yeah, she said she wanted to have children, but she wanted to live her life a little more before she settled down and had children or whatever like that. And then Brett's brother was like, well, if you ever want to practice, you can go borrow Brandon's kids or whatever and see how you really like it. Brett, with her family, he was saying like he really lucked out. He got a good one and stuff like that. The dad was asking about Christianity because they're Christian and stuff. And Brett was saying like he doesn't practice any organized religion, but he was a Christian, so he still remembers the values and morals, and he still lives up to them, but he doesn't at this time practice any type of religion. And they respected that, and he said that he respects her being a Christian, and he doesn't look down on her or anything like that, or want to change her beliefs or anything like that. So I thought that was really stand up, and that's why I was like, wow, Brett is really surprising me. Like, he really surprised me this episode. And he said they even discussed it already. So it wasn't like it was something big and shocking, like he had to go, or her family had to go back and tell her or something like that. He already discussed that with her, and she apparently was fine with it. Her mom was saying like Olivia doesn't like rude people or anything like that, so treat people with respect, and they said that they're trusting him a little bit and stuff. So I thought that was really good. Imani and Woody. So Imani sat down and they were getting along and everything. She was getting along with Miles' family and stuff. And we found out that Woody can have a temper, or I guess he did have a temper. And I say did, and I'll say why I said it in a little bit later. But Woody's grandma, because Imani was asking about his temper, so and Woody's grandma was like, "Well, I don't really think." And his mom was like, "What? What do you mean?" She was like, "I didn't even say nothing yet," but she was about to lie. she was about to lie. She was like, "You ain't about to talk about my grandbaby." But they said that he can blow up real fast, like he can snap and just blow up and stuff. Like it's like a what she said? She said he can explode like a fire or whatever like that. And so Imani was like, "Well, I'm not with that." She didn't say it to them, but she said it to the camera, and she said she not with that, and she will let him know. She did tell the family she will let him know, like she not with that or whatever, and she'll try to help him calm down and stuff like that. Because they asked like, "Well, what if he does blow up? How are you handle that?" And she was like, "Well, I'm gonna let him know that it's not. I'm not tolerating that or whatever." And I was like, "That's good. That's good." Woody, he was saying like he wasn't really ready for all the questions because they're going to drill him and stuff like that. But he going to go along with it and, do it and meet her family and stuff like that. They were, basic questions and stuff. And we found out in this scenario that he was in a 4-year relationship, and they were like, "Well, why didn't it work and stuff?" And he was saying because they had poor communication. And then they both cheated. And then like you could drop a pin and hear it drop. You hear a pin drop because they was all looking like, "What? You cheated?" Like, because then was the Imani's thing that somebody cheated on her and had a baby, or was it that the person was married? I can't remember because I don't know if it was Karen or Imani. One of them had that story, so they don't deal with no cheaters and stuff like that. And they was like, "Well, you gonna be faithful? Like you gonna cheat and stuff?" And he was like, "Oh no. I said I want to get married one time. I'm going to be faithful. I'm done with that and stuff like that." So he said he going to be a faithful husband, and he going to do right by Imani. So we going to see y'all. Then Christina and Henry. Christina had a better sit down than Henry did. Okay. But Christina thing was Henry's daddy was making jokes the whole time, and they was kind of like dogging Henry a little bit, but I was like, maybe he's just joking, trying to lighten it up and stuff. But because he was like, "Well, he's a mama's boy, he got a furry chest, he look like Wolverine, and like you should see it, like he ain't been nowhere." Like I was like, "God damn, do the daddy like him?" Do you like Henry or no, daddy? Tell me something. But she was talking about how because she was asking like, has he traveled anywhere and stuff, and they was like, "No, I don't think so. He goes to Northern Virginia." Excuse me, y'all. They was like, "He goes to Northern Virginia. Like, I don't think he's been anywhere. So he don't really have a passport." And so she was excited, like, something is in my throat. So she was saying that, excuse me. She was saying like she's excited to, help him travel and stuff like that. So that was enlightening her, and it was sparking something in her or whatever like that. And then the dad was saying, like, "You gonna have to dominate him or whatever." She was like, "Yeah, I know, because I had to go in for the kiss and stuff, but I'm not ready. I'm not, I'm not used to that, but I can do it or whatever." So I was like, "Okay, you better, that's what you want her to do." Because Henry ain't going to make no moves, child. None. Zero. Child, help him. But anyway, Henry was just as dry. That brunch was boring. Like he was trying. I'm gonna give it to him. He was trying, but he was dry. Okay, but he was trying. He was like, "Was there any funny stories about Christina, whatever?" And then they were saying like she liked gumbo, she loved to eat, and he was like, "Well, I can't cook." So the mama was like, "Well, we would like to get all together and then like do a grill and do this and do that. Would you be game? He was like, I mean, yeah, but you know I can't cook. Like it was just me and like I don't cook. I go out to eat and stuff like that. And they was just like, okay. And so the mom, because I'm telling you, he was just dry. Like he really wasn't saying anything. So the mom was like, well, Christina's biggest thing is communication. So I think that's her love language too. So if you have to communicate with her, that's the biggest thing for her. And he was like, okay, I can do that. I was like, Henry, stop lying. Stop. Henry, stop lying. Henry, stop. You, maybe Christina bring out some cue cards or something for him. Because I mean, this is a new experience, so I don't want to dog Henry too much because this is a new experience and he's shy and stuff like that. But what did he expect when he was going to be doing this? Like, I don't think he was really ready to get out his shell. Like, I think he was ready to get married and meet somebody new, but I don't, oh, child, it's like pulling teeth with this man. And then after they met up with the families and stuff, they had to meet up with each other and talk about anything that was confrontational or anything like that during the meetups and stuff like that. Imani and Woody, Imani brought up the temper thing, and that's why I said that he may have had a temper, because he said he received counseling and he figured out what was fueling his temper or whatever like that. So he's learned how to deal with it and cope. So I don't think I think he may have a temper, but I think he knows ways to cope with it. So I don't think there will be a problem too much in their relationship. Hopefully not. Because she felt a little better after she figured out he had got counseling and stuff like that. And she just said she want him to communicate and be more, be open about it without all the yelling and all the extra stuff, which is good. Olivia and Brett, they really didn't have any issues. Amelia and Bennett, they were talking, and he was saying like, because it was about the child thing, and he was saying like it's an overpopulation of people and whatever, and it's people out here in the world who need to be adopted. So he doesn't think it's ethical to have biological children because other children in the world need to be adopted, and the world is just overpopulated as is. Okay. So she was like, but then he said, but if my spouse wants to have children, then because that would make her happy, then I would have children to make her happy, and then that would make me happy because she's happy. And I was thinking, well, are you going to be happy with the children? Like, you can't be happy. You should be happy because you having kids too. Like, yeah, you should be happy that your spouse is happy, but you should also be happy that you having some biological children, or children, period, or whatever. So I don't know. I don't really know about that one. But she did say that, she want to have biological children, and he was like, well, okay, we can do that. And then she was like, well, I don't really know how adoption is going to play a role, but I didn't know how this was going to, fit in my life. So we'll see. So she's open to adopting too, which is fine. Like, you can have biological kids if you are able to have some, and you can adopt. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of families out here who do both, have biological children and adopt. And if they're unable to have biological children, because you never know, she never knows, like, well, I should take that back. She may know that she can have biological children, but she may not know she can have biological children, and adoption may be her option to have kids. So they'll figure that out down the line. They just met each other. They only 2 days in. So that's something they can worry about later on. But it's good that they having a conversation now, though. Karen and Miles, they was fine. They didn't really have nothing big to kind of talk about, because she didn't even bring up the whole mama thing, which I thought was kind of strange, but she might bring it up later. Karen got her little honeymoon hair, and so did Imani. She got her little honeymoon hairstyle. Then we get the honeymoon baskets. I said, oh, finally, we going on the honeymoon, y'all. We is on the honeymoon. Yay, where we going? We got the baskets. And then it was Mexico. I said, well, okay. I was like, I was so geeked and excited it was going to be somewhere cute. Because last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year they went to Panama, and I have actually been to Panama, and I stayed at that hotel that they stayed at, because that's like the nicest, one of the nicest hotels that they have over there. But the other places they went to, where did they go to? And I was like, oh, we gotta go. oh, I can't think of it, but I had wrote the hotel name down and everything, and I was like, we is going there, okay? But they going to Cancun, Mexico. I mean, I've been to Cancun, but I was like, we can go again. Let's go on the honeymoon. Let's get ready, child. But they all packing and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny how Olivia was like, oh, well, I want the suitcase on the bed. But yeah, she threw her big ass suitcase on that bed. And then Brett threw his on there. And she was looking at him. And he was like, well, you did it first, so I copy. I said, you better tell her, Brett. You better tell her. Imani was making fun of Miles and his shoe bag. I was like, what's wrong with a bag of shoes? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I do that sometimes. Don't judge your mama. Anyway, they doing like the little airport cam, everybody meet up, and this is where I was really like, yeah, they really stretching out shit, because they must have had to cut some stuff short because of Rona, because we have never seen them do no doggone airport meetup and all this other stuff. Like, I was like, if they don't hurry up and get on the damn plane. Anyway, they finally on the plane. And then we saw them on the plane. Did we ever see them on the plane before? I don't think so. But anyway, they on the plane. They arrive in Cancun, Mexico. The resort was beautiful. I will say the resort was beautiful. And I will definitely have to look up this resort and see how much these rooms are, you know, when the world opened back up and everybody sanitized and everything. You know, everything is cleaned and stuff. But that resort was beautiful. And it was at nighttime when they got there, and it was beautiful at nighttime. So I can't wait to see what it actually looks like in the daytime, because it was beautiful. Christina is getting Henry culture with some tequila. Child, he act like he ain't never drink no tequila. He act like he ain't never made no toast. I said, Lord have mercy. She excited for Henry though, because she said she gonna, you know, teach him some new things, get him out there, because I think she already been in Mexico. So she gonna get him acquainted and just show him a good time, basically. And I was like, good, Christina. Remove his shell. So I think Christina is good for Henry, but I don't know if Henry is good for Christina, because he is not really giving anything. And it's just so weird. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about them. Then we see Miles and Karen. They discussing sleeping and stuff like that. She says she's really feeling comfortable with him, but she is scared that it's not real or not. But she's going to live in the moment and stop overthinking it and get to know him. And I was like, good girl, Karen. Good girl. Woody and Imani. Woody is happy. She talking about taking a bath together, but she like, you know, my chastity belt's still on and stuff. And then he do like this little side camera where he was saying like she found his journal, and she was like, oh, you journal? What? That's a notch off the belt. And then he was like, oh, this the Randall way. And she was like, oh, okay, that's another notch off the belt. So he said he gonna keep being himself and, you know, just being loving and stuff. And then, you know, not just trying to get the notches off, but just be himself so they can, you know, have a good experience, have a good marriage and stuff like that. So I thought that was good. And then he also said, and to complete the, you know, to consummate the marriage and stuff like that. And then Amelia and Bennett, they was cute. They was jumping into the water and stuff. And it was just too cute. I think that was all the couples, wasn't it? Did they show Brett and Olivia? I think they did. I don't think they really did anything too special. So, but the room was nice. I love that hammock. Oh my God. The view from their room with the water. Like, I don't know if that was a pool. I'm assuming it was a pool, like not affinity pool, but, like just like a wide open pool or something like that. But it was like a hammock, and then it was like this pool. Oh my God. It was so nice, y'all. I was like, oh, we is on a honeymoon, child. Let's get in the water. I was just like, oh, but I did think it was cute when Miles and Karen was talking, and Karen was listing like all the food she ate, and I was like, oh, she is me. She is a fatty like me, because I like to eat too, especially on vacation. Like, can I get another plate of that, and then that, and then I get 2 appetizers? Let me go and get those. Like, that is me all day on vacation. Shit, that's me all day in real life. But anyway, that was the episode. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. It really, again, wasn't a lot. It was just stretched out. And again, I really think it was stretched out because of Rona. And then somebody in the comments said that they think a couple left. So it was really stretched out too. So I'm not sure if that's true or not. I guess we'll figure it out when we watch the rest of the episodes. Next week's episode looks like it's going to pick up some where they're having conversations, and getting to know each other a little bit more and whatnot. And then looks like some kind of disagreements or whatever. So it looks like it's finna pick up. I'm just happy we is finally on the honeymoon, child. And I can kind of live vicariously through them and pretend I'm in Cancun, Mexico myself. Because, you know, we ain't been nowhere, y'all. We ain't been nowhere this year. This is a goddamn shame. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all felt about this episode. Were y'all surprised by Brett at his conversation with her family, with Olivia's family? And what do y'all feel about Christina and Henry? Like I said, I think she is good for him. But him for her, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about this episode down there in them comments. And if you are watching this channel and this video, but you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And then also hit the like button if you like this content of the video. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.